401. Now gonna call Board of Health meeting for Tuesday, April 9th to order, and this meeting is being recorded. Just write down this. Oh,
Hello.
hello. Do you want to make a motion? Since it was me and you.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the March 26th meeting.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Easy vote.
Easy, oh, because yeah, it was just us.
Signature stuff.
Can you pass that back? I don't want to. You see what it's, oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. Turn that off. Did we have a report from you or no?
Yes, it's in.
In here?
No, in the folder.
Okay. That's when you passed it over.
No, it's underneath those.
It's in here somewhere. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Let me do this way then. That's them. Is it part of... You saw what I saw, right?
Yeah.
These are clipped together, so I'm assuming they belong together. These are clipped together, so I'm assuming I missed something. So you look at those. These two, I assume, were together, unless they're in the wrong package. He doesn't have it.
No, don't like that. It's literally right here. You're killing me,
attached
Smalls.
to?
It's not attached to anything.
It was behind that. Sorry. I didn't know there was something attached to that. Jeez, I gotta clean my glasses.
I was gonna say, I know it's in there.
It's in there. Let's see what we have. So everything has sort of calmed down a little.
I was gonna say it's been very quiet. The couple noroviruses, that was I think the big thing.
Mm-hmm. Same place?
No,
Wasn't it?
no, and
Wasn't
one
the
was
same.
actually there was a older gentleman that was hospital acquired. He was in the hospital for something else.
That
Yeah.
stinks. You never want to bring home something you didn't go in with.
No.
It's a rule.
Great. Got no questions.
Okay.
And the state keeps telling us not to put in the TB number tests. I think they're saying if we need to know, they'll, if we need to do anything, they'll let us know. And that the alarmingly high number of cases is not to be anything to be alarmed about.
But you have to wonder if it's being driven by the population of immigrants coming into and so that's why the numbers are getting pushed up.
Yep.
And so it's not out in the community, but there are high numbers.
Yeah, it's not active in the community, but there's a lot of people who have it. And my concern is that these people do not or would not seek treatment if they became ill, because that's what happens when you carry it.
Right.
You can become ill at any time.
Right.
And they said that they're trying to rework, prioritize, I guess, because everybody that comes in is supposed to be screened and tested, and their biggest concern is like children, because they run the highest risk of becoming active.
Right.
So, we just had a webinar this morning about it. So, I mean, they're taking care of it. They're telling us not to worry right now, and when it is something to worry, they'll let us know. But
so they have upped the screening?
They're what?
Up the screening?
No, it's just that their numbers are up. I think just because of the sheer number of people.
Geographically, well, what population we're talking about? Town of Hanson or just?
The state
County?
and like Hanson. I think like if I looked to see like so there's tuberculosis disease and then there's tuberculosis infection. If someone is infectious, it means they're actively sick. They can spread it. None of us are vaccinated in this country against it. It's just not done because we had it so much under control.
Right, for so long.
Yeah.
So demographically, there's a concern that
I'm concerned.
Uninoculated population might get exposed.
If I ran a test like to see how many TB infections or how many people that lived in Hanson, like I think 1 month like 7 people tested positive. Like, I mean, for a small community, yes.
And the thing is, you don't know if it's all in the same household.
I can tell, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, because it would give the address, but.
But then you don't know how long they've been here, where do they come from, and you
Are
have
they
to
in
dig
They've
into
been
all
treated
that.
in the past, so they're telling us not to become alarmed that, they're trying to.
Get a handle on it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if somebody was infectious, they would,
So are these
It would be
active
immediate.
or are they positive tests?
they're positive tests.
Well, if you're positive, you can't spread it, or you can spread
Depends.
If you're positive, it means you carry it. It's kind of like if
Right.
you had the chicken pox as a child,
Yeah.
you'll always carry the virus, and it's like that.
And then people that were vaccinated with BCG way back when will come back positive. India, it was used.
Yeah,
And they come back positive. So you can't even test them. They have to have chest x-rays.
yeah.
So there's a whole bunch that's what I'm saying. If it's a positive test, it doesn't tell us about their history.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they may have been exposed in the past and then never went on to develop the disease.
Yeah. But
It's,
I don't know, to me it's a lot.
the numbers are going up.
Yeah, yeah. Women has 2 active cases.
Who? Women?
Yeah.
Not children in schools, I hope.
No. So.
So our report just indicates a number, not whether it's active or
Right.
positive.
Yeah.
And we,
I
She wouldn't even know.
would be first to tell you if it was active, yeah.
thank you.
So it's just yeah.
It's a positive result, but that
Yeah.
could be for a lot of reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, okay. Anybody else have any questions?
I have a lot of questions, but I won't. No, I'm just.
Are they all about TV?
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible disease. They call it consumption for a reason. It's nothing that you.
The hospital we had in Hanson treated TB,
Yeah.
way back when. My grandmother died there from
Yeah.
TB.
Oh,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, many, probably was in the 40s. And it's still, if you did the right screening and you could treat people, that's why it's never been such a big problem here.
Yeah.
But you got people come in from other countries where they might not have had the medical, they didn't have the screening,
Yep.
and they're here.
Yeah.
I see you finally got together with Mary Collins, that's
Yes,
nice.
yes. So we started this month with the blood pressure clinics, and at the end of the month, she wants me to do a caregiver support group at the over at the council on aging.
Isn't she fantastic?
Yeah.
She is.
It's awesome.
So I don't know how she does all the stuff she does
Yeah. Yeah.
without a whole lot of help. I don't have any other questions.
I cannot make next month's meeting. I'm away, but I will still cover the Maven and get you the report before.
Perfect.
I lied.
Okay.
Did you get your computer all straightened out?
No, we're still playing tag.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No. So I'm.
Why are you surprised? I can't help myself. I need a snack.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, like, I have access to a computer, it's just not your town one where all
Right,
your
where you're
information-
supposed to be using
Yes,
it.
which I would like to, for your monthly and,
Yes.
chronological thing that you want, I want that in there.
And so you've reached out, but you haven't heard back?
Like I said, like,
Is it
he asked
tagged?
me when I'm available, and I send back, and then he's not available, and then I say, okay, so I think we've done this for at least 3-4 weeks now. Like, I think he was out a week,
I think at one point he was, because I
Yeah.
remember something else he was on.
and so.
The
I'll
only
keep
thing I can
trying,
say to you,
yeah.
if you continue to play tag, if you can stop in and talk to the administrator downstairs,
Yeah,
Lynn in that office can put you in touch with him to try to
Okay.
sort of, I mean, this has been since December, you've been locked out of that
Yeah.
computer. It's a bit much at this point.
yeah,
So if you're not, if you want to wait another week, another 2 weeks, and then just stop down there and say to her, look, I need to use this computer, but I can't,
yeah.
and see if they can assist you. Okay, now I'm really done. Now that I open that can of worms. So sorry.
Well, enjoy your vacation.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Where are we? I paid him
These increases.
I think that's part of what this is.
Yeah, so there's a large piece of paper.
Yes.
Yes, the big piece right here. You have one over here too. So I took a bunch of different towns. I took our fee schedule, and you can see by the columns the different towns: Pembroke, Whitman, Halifax, East Bridgewater, Bridgewater, Hanover, Marshfield, Duxbury, and Abington, and what their fees are for the same thing. And then on the back, the two that are highlighted, there's a few towns that have a permit for residential kitchen permit, which might be a good idea because that is becoming more popular. And then there were some towns that had late fees if the permit's not completed by the date that it needs to be completed by, and you know how I like a fee
Mm-hmm, yeah.
to get people to comply.
Incentive.
There you go, incentive. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns that currently have that. Yeah.
Question about the residential kitchen permit.
Mm-hmm.
Does that imply that there's a residential kitchen inspection as well?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So they do pay for a food permit, but this is a separate permit, just for a residential kitchen.
So they would pay the food establishment service, food establishment permit, and the residential.
No, it would just be one. It would be one or the
One
other.
or the
Yeah.
other, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But they don't really fall into retail food, and they don't really fall into food service.
Mhm.
So it would be their own permit
Okay.
just for a residential kitchen.
Okay. And pardon, I'm learning as I go.
No.
Would this be things like home baking or?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
People
they're-
that bake like cookies, brownies, that type of thing, and then sell them.
Yeah.
That type of
And
thing.
wasn't somebody going to set up something not too far from here? It was just, they were just going to be cooking there and all the food was going to be served. Somebody came before us
We
like
have a
2
couple
years ago.
residential kitchens. I think we have 2.
2, 3.
Is there one up in Indian, up past Shaw's or
I'd
no?
have to look.
Okay,
I don't remember the,
location.
yeah. Oh, I think I remember the one you were talking about, the guys that
Yes.
wanted to come
No,
in. No,
they
they
didn't.
never
did it?
ended up, no.
Is the residential kitchen permit a gateway for them to receive inspection? So
You have to have, if you have any type of food permit, you have to be inspected.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just, they're inspecting your house, which it's a little different.
And what's the outcome of the inspection if it's not a permit? I'm sorry, I'm just learning.
Well, I just go in and do the inspection.
To make sure that everything is up to
Separate.
code for a kitchen
code.
that's serving.
And you pass, then they have a certificate of inspection, passed
Yeah.
inspection. And this would be the permit itself, okay?
Correct.
I
Yeah,
understand.
they can't receive a permit unless they've been inspected.
Okay.
Because for a residential kitchen, if they have their cat and their cat's crawling on the kitchen counters, well,
Gotcha, yeah.
it's kind of
That's perfect.
not going to get a permit for that.
Is there a fee for inspection as well?
No.
Okay, thank you. We wouldn't be double dipping on
No.
our residents if we were
Correct.
to institute
No,
a fee
no.
for this.
Nope.
Good,
Nope.
thank you.
Nope. And it's also kind of, I don't know, I look at it, it's kind of like a privilege to have a residential food permit because you have to comply with a lot of different rules
You do, yeah, you do.
in order to be able to have a residential kitchen permit.
Okay.
It's not just anybody can get one because you have to have a certain.
Very few people can get them.
Right.
Yeah, you have to have a certain setup within your home
The
in
standard.
order to qualify.
Right.
Yeah. But since the town is having financial difficulties, shall we say, I thought it was a good
Will be
idea.
having.
Yeah. I thought it was a good idea to increase some fees. These fees haven't been increased in several years. I think 2018.
So what we're looking at here is the current or proposed?
This is the current permit
Okay,
costs.
yep.
And then these are the costs that
For the
other
other
towns.
towns.
Yeah.
We're below average, just looking at line,
Yes.
retail food establishment person,
Mhm.
permit as of.
Yeah, Pembroke,
Yes.
Pembroke, I wonder if they're lower because they have so many.
Mm.
They have a zillion.
Yeah,
Where
I don't know.
Halifax and Hanover are, 37% higher
Oh, yeah,
than us.
and even Abington.
Mhm.
But they probably all have more than we do.
Yeah, that I can't answer. I'm not sure.
So is the proposal to look at these fees, consider increases line by line?
Yeah, if that's the way you want to do it, or I can come up with fees, and then at the next meeting. So I was thinking if they take effect July 1st, so that it runs fiscal year, that's probably easier. But if you guys look at this and think, I think we're right in the ballpark where we need to be, and we don't want to increase, then that's fine. I'm just trying to think of different ways to bring in some more money.
Are there any that are out on the upper outside parameter that may need to come down? I have to ask the reverse.
No.
Yeah.
In my opinion, no. No, especially since they haven't been increased since 2018. I mean, a lot has changed since then.
Are any of these regressive? Are any of these permits sought by folks who might have lesser economic means than others? So, like, if we were to increase
No,
the
I don't
fee,
think.
would it decrease?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's the cost of doing business.
Mhm.
So, with the exception, like a perk test, that is, you have to have a perk test in order to get a new septic system. But we have a betterment loan program, which I'm waiting for the funding to come through from the state on that.
Which assists people.
Right, it assists people in paying, and if the perk test, the cost for that can be rolled into the betterment loan, and then that's paid out over 20 years in your taxes. But most of the others, they're for businesses. So
the perk test is a residential fee. The home-
yeah, it's charged to the engineer, but the engineer
Passes it
Charge
on.
passes
back.
the cost off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that was raised in 2018. I think since I started here, it's always been $200, $200 and $400.
So the resubmission of septic plans may be the same.
We charge an extra 50 for that?
So we charge $25 if it's in-house, $50 if it needs to go out to the outside engineer. And the cost to cover that, the fee to submit a septic plan is $200. That covers the cost of the outside review engineer. So the only time, I mean, I do send some of them back out again if there's a lot of mistakes
Yep.
or things that need to be changed on a plan, and it's not just a quick once over and you have to try to figure out calculations and that type of thing. I always send it back out again because
To our engineer.
to our outside engineer, right? Because in my opinion, that's somebody that's not. They're just throwing it together and hoping that we'll catch it. And that's not really doing what they're supposed to be doing, in my opinion.
To look at some of these and figure out what's what.
Just to revisit the residential fees, non-business fees are perk test, observation holes, potentially resubmission of septic plans.
Yes, but they're not charged to homeowners, they're charged to engineers.
Right.
And the engineer, I'm sure, passes that cost on to,
As a line item in their
Right.
bill to
Yeah, right.
to our residents.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Where I'm going with this is there an opportunity to save residential costs and consider increases as the cost of doing business as a small business versus past, like, is that a consideration we want to think about?
All of these are all business related.
They're all business related.
Tobaccos, yeah, the permit, all of this is business.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we give somebody a temporary food permit?
So if, say they're having, like Hanson Day,
Yes.
and they want to have food trucks over here,
Yep.
that's a
Just the 1
temporary
day.
food permit. However, if you're going to be catering an event and you're up at Kanakawani and you're a food truck, you have to pay the catering fee.
Right.
So it's,
Okay.
yeah.
Are these yearly fees or are these,
For which?
so residential food establishment permit? is
That's
that a-
annual.
That's
Yep.
annual.
Yep. That runs fiscal year. Yep. And then the tobacco sales is generally attached to your food permit because there's not a lot of, I don't think there's any place that just has a tobacco license because they also carry some type of food, even the,
Smoke shop?
yeah, thank you. Even the smoke shop, they have gum or whatever.
The snacks. And
Yeah, different, snickety snack stuff. So 9 times out of 10, it's attached to a food permit.
I'm going to be a bit of a pain, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
It would help me to know if it's a fiscal year, if it's a one-time.
Okay, so food permits
Yep,
run fiscal year.
yep.
All of the other, so food permits, milk, frozen, and frozen, down to there,
Yep.
and tobacco, all run fiscal year. For the most part, installers, Title V, like construction type,
One time.
run calendar year.
OCY, okay.
Right. So, rubbish removal, pumper,
Yeah.
medical waste, funeral director runs May, that's the only one, and you guys have those in your,
Here.
pig and horse permits, those are residential, and those are whenever somebody applies.
And they're good for the year.
Correct. Camp license is generally, for the summer. So it's a recreational camp for children. Tanning, we don't have any tanning. Body art, I think they do that calendar year.
calendar year.
Yeah. Wells, that is whenever they submit it. As well as perk and the disposal works, those are whenever they come in.
Yeah, that's not fiscal or calendar.
No.
The year doesn't matter.
No.
So a well permit is a one-time,
Yeah.
Correct.
event-driven, event.
Yes.
Housing inspection would be the same?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of those.
Yeah, but it would be just the one time.
Yeah.
Lead test is the same?
Have we ever done any lead tests?
No.
I've never.
No one's done that in a long time.
I would think it's been eradicated, and by now, most places have been painted and,
You never know.
well, they're not having any kids in the house, if that's the case then.
Well, you would hope not.
They're smart enough not to rent to anybody under six. You wouldn't- you know what I mean, if you're not gonna de-lead, and you're not gonna bring your kids into a house that's full of lead, so, you would hope.
You would hope.
Common sense.
Strangely, that.
I bet. I bet. And we don't have any disposal works, do? Construction?
Disposal works, that's septic.
Ah,
Yeah, that's what they call them, disposal works applications. Disposal, that's to install a septic. The, this application,
Yeah.
that's what that's called.
huh. Learn something today.
I have something I would like to propose.
For us?
Deconstruction permit. So you can, when you deconstruct
No.
a home, instead of tearing it down, throwing it away, force them to deconstruct it and keep and recycle or reuse.
I knew he was gonna recycle. I
That
knew
would
was
fall
all
under
about
building
recycling.
department though, I think.
Maybe, I don't know, I'd have to double check that, but that's something that the state's pushing hard.
Really?
Kathy's meeting actually just got canceled for this one, or not canceled, delayed. But we're gonna, you should actually join in on that one time, the deconstruction work group. It's good.
Well, Quan School got deconstructed.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
under deconstruction.
because you can do permits for that,
Yeah.
and that would add revenue
Right, and recycling.
and recycling, reuse. Because
Yep.
that's a lot of the wood, like especially in this
A
town,
lot of
is
people
so old,
reuse the
so
wood.
valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Like those old boards from some of these old buildings, you can resell for thousands of dollars. I mean,
Yeah.
they're unbelievably valuable. The wood's just not the same. If you look at the wood that we have today,
No.
compared to
Mhm.
50, 60 years ago even, it's not the same. Plus there's cabinets, there's all that stuff. This is why we have the resource.
Right.
So,
I love the restore. There used to be one in Hanover before COVID.
that's right, I forgot.
It
What
was
happened to it?
awesome.
Yeah.
It closed during COVID. And the pickleball
I
place
love
went in.
that.
Mhm.
I have
That's
to
right.
learn.
I used to go there all the time.
Great story.
I did
Yeah.
too. They
We've
had
got
good
two
stuff.
in the cave, and there's one actually in Carver.
There's still
Oh,
one in Carver.
really?
58,
Yeah, the one in
I did not
58.
know that.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
one
this
in
week.
I don't go that way, that's why I would never know that.
That's what you're missing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's,
Not going down
I
58.
think they upgraded it or they updated it recently too, if I'm correct.
The one in Hanover, I mean in Carver?
In Carver, yeah. I think they did. But Falmouth is really nice.
really?
They've got their own standalone. It's huge.
They do, it's huge.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Good stuff down there. If you ever get down that way.
I would make a special trip for that.
You should.
I love that
And-
store.
And isn't
I've
that
loved
right
it.
close to the high school?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't go to Falmouth very much, but I've stopped in there a couple times. They got some great stuff.
Yeah.
There's some good finds in there.
And there's
It's
a,
like Savers.
there's a little market
Great
across
stuff.
the street too.
But anyway, I just want to propose that to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think that would fall under building. Yeah, for construction type stuff.
Another permit.
And that's on
Yeah.
down the line.
So the disposal works
Yep,
construction permit is a one-time permit to,
for a septic
for
system.
that septic
Repair
system.
Correct.
that.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep,
And that
repair or
is
install.
typically a line item passed to the member through an engineering
Yes.
company.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So these types of fees hit residents more directly. Okay. And they look. What are the most common permits requested?
well, the disposal works is probably the most
So-
common, because every time somebody is putting in a new system, repairing an old system, or changing out a component of a system, that's
I have
required.
to get a permit.
Okay.
And then,
Everything else is seasonal, fiscal year, or calendar year, so
Correct.
it's less frequent.
yep, so the perk test and the disposal works construction permit, because those go hand in hand for the most part, unless it's a component.
Right. And the perk test
change.
is required for any sale or purchase. Well, sale of a home.
No, a perk, no, a
Title
perk
V.
test is
Title
if you're
V.
putting, if you're upgrading your system,
Yep.
it's soils, it's a soil test.
So if you do the test, because you're selling a house and it doesn't pass,
Yep.
then you might need one of these permits to fix it.
To fix it. Yep.
Yep.
But the Title V inspector's permit allows the inspector to perform the Title V
Yes.
on the.
Correct.
Yep.
And they charge a fee, whatever.
Yeah, and
whatever
we,
they
and we
charge.
instituted, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago, a fee to submit the Title V report. We never had that, and a lot of towns around here have that, so it's $25 to submit the permit. Or not the permit, the report.
Report.
Okay, so the inspector has to pay the $25 to submit the report,
Yeah, they pass it on to the
and they
homeowner.
pass it on to the homeowners. Got it?
Yep.
But at least
again,
now you're getting them.
That's, you wanna sell your house, you have to do a Title V,
Oh, yeah.
and that's, yeah.
Cost of doing business.
Yeah.
I'm never selling my house.
Yeah. So you can, contemplate and then put it on the next agenda, and, cause it's a lot,
It's a lot.
yeah.
And budget.
Thank you.
The pig permit is a general permit. Doesn't matter how many pigs they have.
Correct.
Well, because that was an issue some years back that caused table tipping.
That was before I showed up on Thank God.
Wonder when.
And I think it was
and
the table.
There's
Yeah,
also,
that's
you could
it.
also add fees if for other animals too, because people call and say, are there fees for chickens?
And
No,
we have
there's
chickens
not.
everywhere.
Chickens introduce other problems too. I know that folks deal with rat problems because of chickens.
Bird going around again.
Bird flu. I know bird flu's going on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bird flu.
But there's a lot of people selling eggs. And I have a question about that. they don't need a permit to do that, right?
No, the only animal permits we have are pig and horse. Other than that,
Lots of people
you
have.
could have a peacock,
You
a
can-
bull,
Yep.
a unicorn, and there's no fee.
I'd love to see a unicorn permit.
I'd like to just see a unicorn.
Yeah, there's a lot of chickens,
Yeah,
a lot of small farms. Goats,
yeah, no, there's no, a pig and a horse.
that's it.
That's it,
Not easy.
right?
We have dog licensing fees too, which are excluded from this list.
Right, because that's not us, that's
That goes
town
down.
clerk.
To the
The town clerk,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we're wildlife. Well, sorry.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are kind of wildlife.
Barnyard friends,
Sorry.
yeah,
Barnyard friends.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So you want to just like, simmer this till next month?
yeah, because there's a lot of numbers, so just
Oh, yeah,
kind
well,
of,
I needed something to like, make sure I stayed on the same line.
I know, it's a lot, it's a lot.
Thank you for going line by line, helping me understand.
Yeah, sure,
And to
so,
whom it's applied.
yeah, so I'll add it on to the next agenda in May,
Yes.
and then, go from there.
Okay. Do you want to stay with this, or do you want to wait and do the annual green up? And then Todd
So
move on?
that's just, the green up shouldn't take long,
No, not at all.
yeah.
And septic, do we need to do that now, or could we do Todd and septic can wait?
No,
Are
the
they
septic can
coming?
wait because Shane's not here.
Okay. So you want to do green up, annual green up, cleanup. So there's a group in Hanson that's probably been active maybe the past 8 or 9 years at this point, might be even longer. And they do for Earth Day cleanup around town. And generally what's happened in the past is the highway department does trash pickup. They set up locations, they give people black bags, and people take their signs to different areas in town, and they clean up, and then they're disposable at certain drop-off points, and they get picked up. And then in the past it was brought to the transfer station. Last year they got a dumpster donated, so they didn't have to do that. But this year they were told that they had to come before the board, and that never happened before. And I don't think we have no way of knowing what the tonnage is gonna be.
First question that pops to mind is if we're doing a town cleanup and there are sharps present on the side of the road, is there a plan for that?
I don't know that
They
they've
usually
had
call
problems
fire-
with that
They
before.
usually call fire department, the shops.
Okay, so they'll flag
Oh,
sharps.
Oh, yeah, they
They won't touch the
they wouldn't
shops.
touch the shops.
Okay.
And this
Yeah.
is, I don't know how this got confused, because they used to do it, and somehow it changed the last couple of years for some reason. So
The only
that's
thing
why
I know
told them
that
to call
changed
you,
was
so-
last year, they got a dumpster donated. The person who donated the dumpster was supposed to weigh it, so they got an idea of the tonnage, because I think they were gonna pay for that, but it never got weighed, so they never knew. So we don't know. I don't know that it's gonna be that significant that it's gonna cost us a lot of money, but this is all stuff that people are picking up in the town.
Right.
So, at one point, we did have gray bags way in the beginning, so that highway knew which bags we had put out. So that it wasn't just anybody throwing bags out, which I don't think is gonna happen.
It's nothing really heavy, this is all trash, the other trash along the sides of the streets, you know.
Nips.
McDonald's, yeah.
No, it's not only nips. I found an air conditioner up at the senior center last year.
That's illegal dumping.
It is illegal
That's
dumping, but
from litter.
they have a little swap shop
Yeah.
building, and there's a little ledge there, and as you go down, there was an air conditioner, it was all kind of stuff that people brought and dropped, because you couldn't see it from the parking lot.
That's different, though.
People find places to drop stuff.
I think the cleanups on the roads are traditionally meant for, fast food stuff that people
It
throw
is.
out the window, and papers that fly out of the back of the pickup truck, or cans,
County road,
nips, which is a nightmare.
you could
so-
do county road every 2 months.
Yeah.
And they will give you, at the end of the cleanup, they'll give you the number of nip bottles that they picked
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Cigarette butts, another one.
Yep,
We had a neighborhood cleanup in the town I lived in previously.
Yeah.
And it was all nips.
yeah.
Really
And were you surprised at the total?
shocked at how many little nip bottles there
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
And
Living on a
I
main
understood there was
road.
legislation
They're
remove
still
nips
talking about it,
from,
and people are saying they'll go buy their nips someplace else. Well, I'm sorry.
That's true.
If they're buying them, no, but if they're buying them here and they're drinking them and whipping them out the window, if they're buying them and whipping, they're not going to wait to get to Hanson to drink it and whip it out the window. They're going to throw it away and whip it. I'm telling you, they're not waiting that long.
There's been studies done, not from the state, but other groups, and
Mhm.
if you ban nips, what people do, and this is what the liquor stores will tell you. They'll tell you that, well, we're going to lose business. No, they just buy a bigger bottle. That's all they do, and it's actually proven. It's worked in other places where the nips don't show up as many. You're still going to get them
You're still going to get some.
because you've got people outside of the town that sell them, but you're going to have a heck of a lot less if you ban them.
But I don't think they're going to come from Whitman or they're going to come from Pembroke to drop them here.
No, they'll drop them out there.
Wherever they get out of the car, whip it out the window
They
with
usually sit in
those.
the parking lot and do it right there. I mean,
Well, here they at least come around the corner to County
Yeah,
Road.
yeah.
And County Road has a big stretch where there's no houses, so
You're never
who's
going to
gonna see you
eliminate
whipping
it
it?
fully, but you can help eliminate as
Reduce.
many as possible. And that is by doing the nip ban. So.
It's on the warrant for May.
Oh, it
It's-
is?
Town meeting.
There's a lot of towns that are looking at it, and the state's looking at it
I
too.
don't,
It passed in Plymouth, and the liquor stores had all this money, so they paid for all the
Lobbies.
advertising, the lobbyists, and they've got it turned over.
Women
And it was a real
voted
close
it down.
It's a lot of, huh?
Women voted it down.
Did they?
Last May, yeah.
Because they were told that it was gonna hurt the town?
It's going to hurt the liquor stores, yeah.
Yeah.
The sales. It's like.
The liquor stores are never gonna be hurt, no matter what the economy is, they are
They spend
never.
more in a bigger bottle. That's all they
I
do.
think they went more the route that like, instead of drinking a little bit, they'll buy a bigger bottle and drink more and be out on the roads. Like,
But they're gonna do that anyway.
You can do it anyway.
Yeah.
I think they're less apt to drink a bigger bottle in a car than a nip, because you can get away with a nip a lot easier. And you're charging
Yeah, I know.
Right,
handle
right.
a jack or something, someone's gonna see you, so. I don't know.
Anyway,
so for the green up.
For the green
are the
up.
options that we, like, are we going, how does the Board of Health sponsor the event? Do we purchase the bags and partner with the DPW or?
No, they do, they purchase the bags, the group purchases the bags, hands them out. Highwood picks them up and brings them and just dumps them at the transfer station.
At the transfer station?
And so they wanna continue doing that.
And they
That's
want
all.
approval from the Board of Health to
Yeah.
continue doing that?
Yes.
And the other approach that was explored was a dumpster approach donated by a private
Yeah,
citizen.
and they haven't gotten
didn't do
anybody,
it, and they're not.
they didn't have anybody this year that would donate.
For many years, this was the way it was done. They bring it to the transfer station.
Yes.
Yes.
Somehow last year or two it got changed, and that's why I say nobody before the board against the insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can't see us being against people.
I'm not against it at all. Yes, clean up, that's wonderful. Yeah. And how do I get involved, I guess would be the next question.
Oh, I can give you Green
Yeah.
Hanson information.
All right, that'd be great.
Mary Ann Damasio, her phone number. She's in the middle of that.
No, I'd like to help with my neighborhood, because I live off King Street, and it picks up a lot of traffic.
Oh, I bet it does. It's a through, yeah, a throughway. So, Todd,
Yeah. Oh, I'm up?
you might as well, yeah,
wait,
you don't
wait.
wanna
Hold on.
live through the second.
Can you make a motion, please?
Do we need to vote?
Yeah, you should. For people to drop stuff off at the transfer station if they're not
It's
paying.
the
for it.
highway department that's dropping it off at the transfer station. It's the town department.
Are they using orange bags?
No. But Chris, I've already told Chris when it is, the date, so he knows.
Can you just make?
They've
can you
never
just-
used,
Can you just vote on
oh
it?
my God, we'll vote on it, but they've never used orange bags. So,
Okay.
but, okay, I will look for a motion.
Thank
So,
you.
motion to approve the green up approach, of
Green up, clean up.
the green up cleanup approach of individual bags to be dropped off at the transfer station by,
Highway
the
department.
highway department.
I will second that, all in favor.
Aye.
She knows her votes.
Now it's official?
And that should say in
Right, there you
perpetuity. Forever they can do that.
Yeah, it
Go
should,
ahead.
because I don't like change. I don't.
Yeah, agreed. Can we
Yeah.
amend that to say in perpetuity? Yeah, that makes sense.
That's right.
Yes.
So that they don't have to come back next year. Next year I'll make sure I don't go on vacation when they're doing it. So I can help. Okay.
Alright, so last time I was here, we discussed how we're going to get your transfer station back to
Yes, green.
as close to even as possible,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And Teresa was nice enough to send me a lot of information that I didn't have, and I was able to put in here, which did change the numbers quite a bit. So thank you for that.
Sure.
But what I came up with is a 3-year plan, and what you'll see is there's 2 sheets here. One is, it's got A, B, and C on it, and then it just says KT. And these are just various numbers that you can look at and kind of, if you just want to set a rate, that's pretty much where you're going to be. So let's just take scenario B on this one. You know, if you had your annual fee at 75 and you raise the rates for the bags to 275, you're still going to be at a loss of about $24,000, almost $25,000. And the cost of the resident will actually go up quite a bit.
Mhm.
But at the same time, then we're getting away with murder this whole time anyway, so the rates probably should have been raised quite a while. Scenario C in this one, you can see if the rate goes up to $90 and $270, we actually I brought the bag prices down to $273 per bag, not per bundle, per bag. You're actually breaking even at that point. A little bit, very close. But that's really the sweet spot. So the second sheet is more detail on how we're gonna get there. It's a 3-year plan. The second one.
Yeah, I have it somewhere. I moved things. Wait a minute.
Oh, you did it.
So the second one has fiscal years, 25, 26, and 27. So my plan that I would propose to you guys, it's just a recommendation, you don't have to do it, it's totally up to you. But what I came up with was raising the annual fee by $15 for the first year, another $15 the second, and then $13.50 for the third year, to get it up to a grand total of $93.50 per year. Keeps it under $100.
Yep.
It's a weird number, I know,
It's
but
okay.
this is as close to break even as I can get it without going into like
Really
hundreds of
big jumps.
Yeah, so it's really fascinating how this worked out. Just take fiscal year 25 first. Raise the rate to 65 from 50. Go up on the bag price 25 cents, so 245 from 220 to 245, and you're still at a loss, but you're whittling away at that really
At the
big
deficit.
$95,000 number, and then you're going to get it down to a loss of 60,000. So you're going in the right direction.
Okay.
Fiscal year 26, you raise it another 15. The bag prices go up 15 cents. And then once again, the number at the bottom, the cost goes from 59,000 to 28. What I did account for in this scenario was increases of your disposal at 5% a year.
What has it been traditionally, Teresa?
It's like
3%?
3% and 5% maybe. I'd
It
have to
just
look at
depends
the
on contract.
contract. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they throw in the
Fuel charge.
fuel surcharge, which fluctuates.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
So it's traditionally 3 to 5% with a fuel surcharge?
Yeah,
But
it's
that
plus.
doesn't put us,
Plus,
the fuel surcharge is
separate.
Yeah, that's separate.
Yeah.
I didn't account for that.
right.
So it's something that
We'll hope that
we
gas
definitely
prices
look at.
continue to go down or stay stable, at least.
We'll see after this next election.
maybe look at electric trucks.
Who knows? Well, there's a grant for that too, by the way.
Yep.
To help cover that. It's pretty cool. But as you can see, so the solid waste transportation rate goes up 5%. So does the recycling disposal cost. I kept the same because usually you have a long-term contract for that, and it's pretty much the same until that contract is up. But we can also play with that number just based on increases that do come up. But as you can see, by the time we get to fiscal year 27, which is really the outcome we're looking for, is we raise the rate to $93.50, $275 a bag, and you're actually plus $546. So that's, like I said,
We're making our way there, and it's not a big jump.
It's not a huge jump. And I'm
Because
hoping
the bag's 15 cents a year is not outrageous.
I don't think people are going to balk at that, and that's just based on personal experience. For example, Halifax went up like 50 cents, and people really didn't say much per bag. And they
With
did
what's
that.
going on with town meetings, they're not gonna complain about 15 cents.
I don't, you're going to have a few. You will always have a few, but the majority of people are going to be like, it's 50 cents.
It's worth it.
So, yeah. And the other thing I really wanted to try and, I wanted to make this more of a long-term plan, like
Yes.
over a 3-year period, because I didn't want to take a $50 a year rate and go right to 100.
Right.
Because that's
Right.
sticker shock, and that will really, people will start looking heavily at that and go, well, wait a second, I'll start looking around at some
And
other
then after this, we are gonna need to make those increments.
options. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You should make increments every year to just cover the cost, yeah.
So, Are you carrying, thank you for this first.
Oh, no problem.
And do the numbers on page 2 carry the deficit forward and result in an ultimate payoff, or is the deficit that we're seeing yearly paid off by the town?
I didn't account for that.
Okay, so,
So, no, that's not in there, but that's a great question.
and can we carry a deficit? We cannot, because we're paying a contractor. It has to be paid.
We would have to go to town meeting and ask for that.
For each, so when we say this, we're looking at the negative amount at the
Right.
bottom of each year. Where
Yes.
in this current year, we're looking at 95,000.
Yes.
Next year, 59.
Yes.
And the following, 28.
Yes.
And we'll be in the black
And have a
in
party.
fiscal year 27.
For our
So-
One can hope.
$526.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
That's the goal of this.
That's the goal, but I think-
Get this back to even, yeah.
Even with the finance committee, seeing this go down wouldn't balk at,
Yep. You're answering my next question.
It's
This
going in
allows
the
for
right
projections
direction.
because
with
we're going in
finance.
the right, we're
Right.
going in the right direction.
Had these deficits been paid through one-time funding? Is there funding available to support this deficit?
We
Or-
have to go to town meeting and ask for it.
We don't know yet.
We don't
Okay.
know.
Traditionally, you have every year because there
We have.
shouldn't be any debt on this.
Yep.
From year to year, you've got to pay the bills.
We do pay the
Otherwise,
bills.
they
Right.
don't service you.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
And we did have an enterprise fund.
Until
This is-
2 years ago.
It was just done away, last May. No, I think it was May.
And that's what usually causes this kind of a problem.
Yeah.
The enterprise fund
Last
goes
May
away.
town meeting, they did away with the
Yeah.
enterprise fund.
Okay.
So now everything is
So all
out of the
revenues went
general
into that
fund.
to support.
So our soundbite for this increase is with the loss of the enterprise fund.
Yes.
And in an effort to
Well,
manage costs long-term.
The Board of Health voted that it was the Board of Health warrant article to do away.
But finance committee has been trying to get us to do away with
Right,
it
but,
for a long
right, but it was the
time.
Board of Health that put forward the article to do away with the enterprise fund.
So it's good that we're coming up with a solution to manage
Right,
this long-term.
right,
Yeah.
so it wasn't anybody else's idea.
In the absence of the enterprise fund, do we have concerns about paying this?
Well, if the money is in the budget and this goes into the general fund, this revenue will go into the general fund because we don't have the
But
enterprise fund anymore.
that's
so-
the question he's asking is different from the answer you're giving me.
Hanson is having financial problems.
But Hanson, we've always
So-
been able to go to town meeting and say, this is what we need
Right.
to pay all of our bills, and we've gotten it. This year's, well, luckily, the amount that we're asking for has gone down, and it's going down, but this is gonna be a tough year because of everything that's going on. But I can't say that they're gonna say, no, we're not gonna give you the money, close it down. You know what I mean?
They're
Right.
cutting budgets right now, but they haven't told people. They haven't told any of us which budgets they're cutting.
So if that day comes and they cut the budget for the transfer station,
Right.
we're gonna have to re-examine this.
Yeah, we
With
will.
our immediate
Which-
response.
Because what's gonna happen is,
Right.
if they're cutting the budget, they're gonna cut staff.
Well, and that's where this other scenario comes into play.
Right,
Because now you have to go right to scenario C right away.
right,
So
Right.
it literally will,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, I don't know that they've gotten an answer from the school district.
They did, they had a school committee meeting last night.
Okay,
The
did they
select
go
board,
five?
the select board is meeting at 6 o'clock tonight.
Okay, so the town said we can go up by 5%, the school is asking for 10. Whitman can't do 10 and Hanson can't do 10. You know what I mean? Even neither town can do 10. So, and I don't know if they do 5, if that still means they have to cut the budget other places.
They lowered the assessment to like 7.86 for Hanson at last night's school committee meeting.
From what?
And that means what?
14 or 15?
Yeah.
That means teachers are gonna lose their jobs.
Well, no,
Well,
what
there's a whole lot of people.
what they said was they were gonna take money from different funds, and then there are 5 retirements, and they're not gonna fill the retirements.
Gotta do what you
So,
gotta do.
yeah, I know there's 2 school guidance counselors at the high school that are retiring, so
Yeah.
I don't know if they're some of the ones that they're not gonna fill, I don't know.
So,
So just coming back to this,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
a carrot when it comes to
Oh, no,
stuff like this.
Bye, have a great
Nice to see
vacation.
you.
Thank you.
yeah.
we have an immediate approach to address an immediate concern, and we have
Yes.
an incremental approach to address
The long
a
term.
planned approach.
Yes.
My only other question with the incremental approach,
Mhm.
what has been your experience with the number of consumers, the number of residents who drop this benefit, do not pick up the service again, based on year over year?
So you're always gonna have people that get upset.
Yep.
And over any increase. It could be eggs, it could be power. I'm really mad at cable right now.
Aren't we all?
It just went from 260 to 300 overnight. But, so anyway, and so you're always gonna have people that are upset and they're gonna wanna try and circumvent the system somehow. And that's what they're gonna do though, is they're gonna go look at a private hauler. They're gonna go,
I don't want to pay
that's
that.
$800 a year.
Right.
This is gonna be,
90.
right around 200 to 300.
Right.
So you really need to start weighing, residents are gonna weigh this out, and if they go with the private hauler, then they're gonna get the bill, they're gonna go, oh my God, I gotta pay that for 3 months, because they bill quarterly, so.
Right.
What information can we provide residents to increase recycling activity, reduce trash waste, so that they're at least saving some of their bag costs? I mean, are we educating them enough on this?
No.
We're not doing any education.
Nobody's educating.
Nobody
anyone.
is-
Nobody,
no.
it's not just him.
We're not doing any kind of education
There's,
or anything.
there's very few places in the state that actually have a very thorough education process.
Newton.
There are a few that do a great job, but
Is that like
overall-
signage at the, or like?
Well, it's also sending information out. It's
Yeah.
getting information to the public, and that's through multiple avenues, whether it's a yearly flyer that goes out with water bills, whether it's
Never done
a lot of Facebook posts or social media.
We did better when we had a person that we had hired at through South Shore Recycling that was up at the transfer station a couple of days a week,
Active enforcement.
talking to people
Yeah.
and giving them information about what they should be recycling and what should stay out of
How to
recycling.
reduce your bag waste.
So we still need to do that.
There is the education component of face-to-face as well, which is also the most effective way to actually get that point across. And how residents are going to save money through this is still, you've got to pay as
You
you throw.
reduce your tonnage.
So you reduce what you put in a $3 bag
Yes.
to $2.20 bag.
And we're reducing our own tonnage.
And you're
Yes.
reducing your tonnage, and you're pushing it into another bin.
And the things that people don't normally think about recycling, you can tell them.
Yeah.
You can take this and put it over here. You can take this. We, I think, have a lot of things that people can do in terms of recycling. And I don't know that people even know that we do all the things that we
There's a
do.
lot of stuff that people don't know, and I talk to people every day, every week, every month, and I've talked to shows. I talk to people that are in this business and they still don't understand it. And it's multifaceted. A lot of it is, most of it's education. It's just, and things change. So you've got the haulers saying one thing, you've got the town saying another, you've got the state saying another. So that's why we created RecycleSmartMA.org. That's the one spot that we direct everybody. The state paid a lot of money for that to go and get all of the information of what is recyclable and what is not. And so that's the other thing, is push that out through,
That's on our website.
it's on your website already, you guys do a great job with that.
I
but
probably get daily messages.
there's other resources to do that as well. I mean, I was in the Kingston Recycling Committee meeting last time, and there was actually a kid in college that attended the meeting, which is
Wow.
fascinating, because these are the people we want to hit.
The young ones are the ones that are into recycling.
They
It's the
are.
older people that aren't interested,
But we're not.
in my opinion.
Monetize it.
We're not reaching them
I
because
get-
we're using the
I get
wrong.
Social media.
Facebook stuff all the time.
It's not just
Signed
social
up,
media.
so I
It's
get
better
it.
on
No,
TikTok.
but they're not.
But they're on TikTok and Twitter or X,
And
whatever
it's
they
all
call it now. They're not on
stuff.
Facebook anymore. The Facebook group is our age.
Right, that's
It's
true.
not the younger generation.
Right.
They don't use it.
Instagram or TikTok. I've never.
I'll have to create a Board of Health
It's-
TikTok
It's
account.
not even.
Oh, Lord.
What he
I
was
don't do
saying.
TikTok. I
This
do
kid is-
Instagram.
This kid is actually, he's going to school for media marketing.
Oh,
And so he understands this, but he understood it very well. I was taking notes left and right on what this kid was saying. It was unbelievable. We invited him to the next meeting too, and I'm actually all this is gonna go on my report to Boston, because we're not using the right outlet
Venue,
to reach
yeah.
the people we need to reach.
yeah.
So, and you've gotta get onto TikTok, as much as I don't want to. You've gotta get onto Twitter or X, whatever.
We
they
have a
call it.
Twitter account.
That's a great resource for the
We have
generation.
Facebook and Twitter.
So the Facebook is reaching, like I said, the
Instagram?
demographic is us. for Facebook. It's
No, I
not
don't
the
do, I don't have
Internet.
Instagram.
No,
I can set it up though, because I could just link it to Facebook.
Anybody under 40 doesn't use Facebook. That's what he was saying. They just don't. They don't do it. They might check it once a week or once a month.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
None of my kids
They
use
don't
Facebook.
want it. Yeah.
No.
They use Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok's the big one.
Yeah.
I have lots of videos from us doing different tours.
So, but those videos you could put on TikTok, and that's how
I'll
you
create
educate
a
them.
TikTok account.
That's how you're going to educate.
How
them.
long are we gonna have TikTok?
Well, it's like 10-second videos or
They're not gonna
20-second
ban
videos.
TikTok.
and
No?
it's just real short. Show them the transfer.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you can do this with this stuff. Boom,
Yeah.
and then put it up there. Do some fancy music or whatever it is. But that's how you're going to get them. These
I-
long-winded posts,
Lot
and
of
long
trash
videos,
pictures.
they don't watch.
No, they don't.
And they hate
Quick.
long emails. So
No, it's like quick.
It's literally 5 to 10
Their
seconds.
attention
Your
span
attention
is that.
span is-
Yeah,
They're
I
on
did
to the
these
next
4
one.
things and I saved 2 bags a month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
And that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So that's one resource. The other thing you gotta do is think about what is in your trash right now that is going to CMAS to get burned. What is in those bags that you can possibly get out? And the big thing that we just talked about before the meeting was food waste.
Yes.
Composting, yeah.
That's 25 to 28% of what's going down there. And they don't want it because they have to heat up the boilers even hotter to burn it.
To burn it.
Those nasty food. So, the other part of this is how are we gonna get the
We
food
need to
waste
find
out
out
of that?
who has an anaerobic digester.
We don't have one in our area. There's one down in New Bedford. I think.
Central part of the state
It's
has one.
Private, yeah.
You can put it all in there and
Stop and Shop has one somewhere out there. Yeah, they got their own Stop and Shop.
So, you know, if we decide to move forward with an incremental approach, and there's public concern about the increased fees, we just talked about reasonable options to manage
Right.
individual fees by reducing bag waste, increasing recycling,
right.
things like this.
I would do a whole campaign about take a look at your trash. Just take a
Yes.
look at it.
Yeah.
And then you could do short videos and just say, look, this stuff's recycled. One thing that I get a lot of questions about are envelopes with a little plastic window in them. A lot of those are going in the trash because people think they can't recycle the plastic window. Throw it in the recycle bin. They'll take care of it on the other end.
Right.
Just put it in
Right.
there. People are getting so crazy. The real.
I haven't even
take
seen
that
a
out.
lot of those envelopes.
Well, everything I get is now
Paperless,
It's
email.
electronic, so I
Right.
don't even get a paper bill or a paper statement from anybody anymore. But people still get those, and they're still throwing them in the trash because they think they can't recycle them.
Right. Or the weekly saver.
I burn them.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
We save them and burn them.
Well, that's the concern, right? Like, we don't want people burning their trash because it's too expensive to remove it.
She's talking about the envelopes.
Okay.
No, I take, we, like any invoices that we get at home, we
Sorry.
save them and we
Yeah.
have a big barrel and we burn them.
I switched cans with her.
Yeah.
I burn all the paint, burn all the oil.
No, take the, no.
La, 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 la.
What, there's nothing, no, because we burn all the paper and then we put it like
I
in
know
the
a lot of
gardening
people that do
areas
that.
and with the flowers and everything.
Somebody yesterday was looking
Right.
for ash from someone's fireplace.
That's what
to
we
put
use.
in their-
That's
in
exactly
their,
what we do.
On their lawn.
And that's all fine and dandy. However, those are resources
Chemical.
that could be reused.
Right.
So
The
they
paper
get
can be
recycled,
reused.
And that keeps those rates down
Mhm.
from other things, from virgin material.
That's why all my paper
Because
goes to
trees
the transfer
creating-
station.
Creating all of that extra, fluorocarbons going into the air. I mean, you're saving a lot more by recycling that stuff than you are by burning it, believe it or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't want all the personal information. I suppose I could shred it, but I don't have a shredder.
Shredding's a pain
Well,
though. For
I don't have a
recycling.
shredder.
The other problem with shredding, and this is another issue, is if you're going to recycle your shredder paper, it has to go to a shredding company.
Right.
Oh, really?
It does not go in the recycling.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Because it tangles up the machines.
Well, it does, but usually it's in a plastic bag, right? Because when you
Right,
shred it,
right.
it's in a plastic bag, and then what happens at the MRF, the Material Recovery Facility, is it goes as residual trash, because they don't want bags. Bags are
They'll
contaminated.
just whip it out.
So it goes off the line, and it goes into a trash bin, it goes to CMAS anyway.
Oh.
So you have to deal with that stuff properly.
Hmm.
So the
So you
shredding
have to
companies
go
recycle.
save your stuff and go to the local banks when they do them.
When they do the shred-a-thons, the Cape Cod 5 does that on the Cape.
Rockland Trust does them.
Yeah, so I would take all your shred stuff just there and let them recycle it, because they have the balers to contain it,
Mhm.
and they go directly to the mill.
Oh, okay.
They'll go mill direct.
What's our timeline on our proposal to manage?
We want to institute increases for July 1st.
I need to have the stickers printed and the expiration date goes on the stickers and I need people.
She needs it,
People
the
keep
amount.
coming in asking when the stickers are going to be, because normally
This had-
I start
had a
selling them in
campaign.
April.
So how did we manage, what was the process to to manage a fee increase the last time we managed a fee increase?
The first time we did it, it was like $30. I think then 2 years later,
The
we
la-
went up.
Yeah, the last time, so the current sticker that expires July
3 years.
1st is $100.
Yep.
Previous to that, it was a 3-year sticker, and it was
30.
$30.
Okay.
So
People-
we
but-
could vote it on it and put it out.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
people
great.
were like,
They were bizarre.
Like,
They were just beside
you wouldn't
themselves.
believe the words that came out of people's mouths when they stood in our
But they
office
still
yelling at
paid,
us.
and they still got their stickers. When they had to pay $100, they complained, and they still paid for their stickers.
So
Some of them did, not all of them.
What's the administrative protocol to increase the fees? Is it within the jurisdiction of the Board of Health?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
only,
It's us.
it's all on you guys.
So now we have to think about the immediate versus the incremental approach. What is better for finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we think they're gonna wanna move forward with? Will they fund
With
the
the finance
deficits
committee?
that are laid out here? Yeah.
The budget's already been submitted. The budget was submitted back in October.
Right.
Does it account for the deficit that we're carrying?
I don't do the budget, that's it.
The budget is submitted from figures we gave to the finance committee.
But does it cover full, all the way up
Yes, it
till?
covers full.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's already
So
been
the figures-
allocated to us.
So year one is already allocated, the 95.
Yeah, that's current, yeah.
Yes,
So
that's correct.
our information for the finance team next year would say, in an effort to manage this cost.
Yes,
Here's our approach, and we're hoping to reduce
yes,
the deficit by
yes.
X.
And they would see that we're doing that.
And they approved this deficit knowing that the enterprise fund is not available to cover
Yes.
this.
Yes, they were
They do.
aware, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
The finance
That's
committee, I
helpful.
gave the finance committee Todd's first copy of what he submitted to us so they can review it and look at
Yep.
it and see the deficit. And they were quite happy fast, they wanted to see the second one, as soon as we got it, so.
Because if they see it going down,
Yep.
then they, they can support it.
They'll recommend it.
Say,
Work in progress.
So does
Yeah.
the next best step mean bring this incremental approach before finance, get there?
I would say.
We don't have to-
There's not enough time.
There's not enough.
There's not enough
So we have to
time.
make,
you have to make
A decision, yeah, you
Make
guys need to
decisions.
make a decision because it needs, the train needs to chug down the road a little.
And we also need to talk about prices and stuff after this.
Prices for,
Stickers.
well, it's right in front of
No,
you.
I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about the company.
oh,
that's-
who we purchased the stickers
Yes.
from, I guess.
Yeah, I've always
Yes.
purchased it from Norwood Printing because the person that owns Norwood Printing is a Hanson resident.
That's great.
Yeah. But the, what's the name of the company?
Bonsai.
That came in and did the
Presentation?
presentation about the stickers.
Yes.
You were here for that,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
the automated
So it's
sticker.
between those two. I don't know what his pricing is. I do know what Norwood Printing pricing is.
They still have my,
No,
he got back to you, all right.
he did. I called him a couple times. I called him yesterday. And he was in the middle of searching for glasses just like everybody else. But I said, I need this information. I have a meeting tomorrow at 4. And he sent it to me last night.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
our,
have concerns about increasing our administrative overhead while we're increasing fees.
The thing is,
Okay.
when we did this the last time, it was what, $90,000
for what?
that we took in the first year.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, revenue.
Yeah, it was,
from
the revenue.
yeah,
We
yeah.
get the
I
revenue
don't
from that.
recall.
The cost of the stickering system.
Oh, no,
No, no, no, no, no, no, no,
no.
No, no, no.
And so, once we're done with this, we can talk about the cost,
Yeah.
because
But it's-
labor intensive to
So
do
But
the
it's-
flat
the
fee
old way.
revenue was
Yeah.
87.
Got it.
That's the sticker sales.
Yep.
This one is the bag revenue. This is the tag sales, which I didn't have, thank you, Teresa.
Yeah.
That was one of the factors that I didn't have,
Which one?
the sticker sales for the other items. I didn't
Oh.
Trip
have-
tickets, trip
Oh, yeah.
tickets.
That's new, that
So
was
which-
Oh,
actually.
this is like white goods and things like this.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's, all that stuff is in there now, everything to do with your transfer station.
I was just trying to figure out which page you were on.
Yeah. It's on both, but it's the
Oh, okay.
I mean, these aren't
ticket sales.
absolute numbers, they
Right.
could be off.
Right.
Right,
A little
right,
bit here
right,
and there,
right.
But I'm really confident they're pretty close.
Mhm.
So,
So that's white goods and things like this?
yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's the stuff, all the
Anything you
kiosks,
need,
yeah.
anything you need a trip ticket for when you go to the transfer station.
and that's through the kiosk.
Correct.
Okay.
So the proposals before us are an immediate approach or an incremental approach. it sounds like we're leaning toward a more incremental approach, because the
Definitely
immediate approach is.
incremental, yes.
And do we have the information we need to take a vote?
We do, yeah. I don't see another way that we can decrease, the amount of money that we need without a significant increase to residents, and the timing is bad, and it's always awful to increase. And I think, 15 cents for a bag for $15 for a sticker is not a huge incremental price to pay, and knowing that everything else is going up much higher, and I think people won't be as upset as if we had to go
And you
with
have to
100.
decide the term of the sticker. It's going to be a 2-year sticker, 1-year sticker, 3-year sticker, and then
This
go
is
from
based
there.
on 1 year,
It's going to be
based on 1 year.
So are we
1 year
moving from a 2-year model to a yearly model?
3 year.
So,
No, the
well,
current-
it's currently $100 for 2 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
And a sticker is good for 2 years.
Yes,
And I guess is the proposal that we're moving to a yearly stickering
Yes.
system at $65 versus a 2-year sticker at $140 or 100.
I would be more apt to recommend
$30.
a yearly sticker, because then you can
adjust it.
just say
each
we
year.
get into a predicament next year at this time, we can adjust that a lot easier, and we're not just tied into the second year
Okay.
without knowing what
the
possibly
cost is
gonna
gonna
happen.
be.
So our
Yeah.
incremental approach is such that we're increasing year over year. Issuing a 2-year fee doesn't make sense because we want to manage the changes
We
incrementally
want to manage this program, and that's the only way you're going to get it back to a break-even state.
in 3 years.
Yes.
So we understand the increase, we understand the change in the
Thing.
frequency of the sticker. I think that's worth having a little conversation about. The requirement to come to town hall and get a new sticker every year is going to bring people into the office more often. Like, they have to take time out of their day, they have to come here to get.
People
the
also
sticker.
have the option of
They
purchasing
get it
online.
Online, a lot of people, when we mail
Push
it,
them
And it mails it.
Yeah.
Push them online.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
people have the
Yes,
option.
and
Yes.
so if they purchase online, the way it's currently set up,
Thank
if they purchase online, it's $102 for the sticker, because the $2 covers the envelope,
fee.
Yeah.
the stamp,
It's well worth it.
so, right.
Yeah.
So it would probably go up to maybe $5, because it's a lot of work to do stickers. You've
So
never
does
been
that
here for
65
stickers,
become 70?
only if you purchase online. It's a lot of work.
Is there also a credit card fee? I'm
Yes,
Yes.
the
digging
bank
Yes.
charges a credit card fee, absolutely.
All right, so there's a credit card fee and a processing fee for online purchases.
Yes, it's, so for, on a $100 sticker, it's $5.
So if somebody
have
doesn't
no
wanna pay
control
that,
over
they just
that.
come in
Correct.
and they pay $65.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
In Barnstable, where I'm from, it's the same way. They charge me an extra fee to do it online.
Mhm.
They pay me a fee to do my credit card
Mhm.
or my bank card, because
Yep.
I really like the arch deposit thing.
Sometimes you can use
Or
your
if I go-
EFT. It's a
Yes,
little cheaper.
but if I go into the office at the dump, I can save like $5, but it's the convenience factor for me. It's like, I don't want to have
Right.
to go in there and
Right.
deal with that.
Mhm.
It's just, and there's usually a line, and I hate lines.
Yep.
There's
Like,
always a line of people.
But if you wanted to
$5
save $5, you have the option.
You have the
Yeah.
option.
The $5 is worth it.
Yeah.
I have no more questions.
Okay,
What's the fee gonna be?
What's the what?
the fee.
What's the,
65 for the first year.
Six-
Fiscal year.
Did you not get this?
You guys need
I
to.
got it, yeah.
You guys
Oh, we're
need-
gonna have to say it, yeah, I know that,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no, I
yeah.
know
Make a
that,
motion.
but he was asking a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you make the motion, we'll make it clear, so for the first year, it's gonna be $65 for the
Yeah.
sticker,
yeah.
and then $250 for the bag.
$245.
Oh, why do I must have the wrong, okay.
You want the
I
one that
do.
has fiscal year 25.
I do, I picked it up.
Three-year plan.
They kinda look, okay, yes, okay. So, fiscal year 25, it was $65 for the sticker, $245 for the bag. The following year, the cost would go up to $80, and then the bags would be $260, and the year after that, it would be $93.50, and the bag's $275, or each year we would look at the price and adjust it accordingly.
And one clarification, we're moving from 2 2-year stickering system
to a 1 year,
stickering
annual.
system.
This would be for an annual.
And residents have the option to purchase online with
or come
fees
in.
or come in
Yes.
without fees.
Yep,
We ready to make a motion?
yes.
Okay, I make a motion to manage a fee change and bag change and frequency change according to the incremental schedule reviewed.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. She doesn't like that.
Why?
Because we didn't say it, well, I
Right,
said it
so-
before.
So the bag, the blah, 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 the
Speak
sticker,
it all out? Okay.
the sticker will be a 1-year sticker at a
Yes.
fee of $65
Okay.
Yes,
plus a $5 processing
Processing
fee
fee
if
online.
purchased online. Each bag will be $2, excuse me, and 45 cents.
Yes.
And then anybody can, it's easy to read, it's easy to listen to.
And we can
I'll-
do
I'll
that.
Because
clarify
everybody
that.
doesn't have.
Clarify that,
Yeah.
because then even the information I said, we don't need to worry about the other 2 years, we need to worry about them later.
Just
We only want to focus on
Clear,
this year
concise, so that
Yeah.
anybody can look at it.
So
and
just-
understand.
And also just to say this, we need to reexamine this every year to make sure we're on track.
Yes,
Yeah.
So I
yes,
would
so
just do the first year.
just do the first year.
Yeah.
I have Mr. Butler made a motion to charge $65 per sticker plus a $5 fee to purchase. Online bag fees will increase to $2.45 per bag.
Plus processing fee for credit cards?
No, not for the bags. You can't buy the
Oh,
bags
no,
online.
no, I said.
No, the new
for-
sticker will be valid for 1 year.
Yes,
The charge is $65 per sticker plus $5 fee to purchase online. Bag fees will increase to $2.45 per bag.
So my question about this, the $5 fee
Mm-hmm.
to purchase online, does that include the credit card fee?
No, that's
So-
totally separate because
That's
we don't,
separate,
that's not
right.
us charging it.
Okay, so I do have to ask, why are we increasing the fee from $2 to $5?
Because
mailing it.
the cost to mail something went up. It's like 65 cents or 70 cents to mail one letter.
Yep.
And then the cost to do this.
To purchase materials and the cost of the administrative.
so that's why I was
Your
saying
work.
for and processing
Okay,
fee.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, do you want me to make a new motion? Or,
She just cleaned it
you're
up.
good, you're clean. All right, we're good.
That's the
She just
motion.
cleaned it up.
That's
All
the
right,
motion.
so it's plus the credit card fee.
Plus the credit card fee. Or
Yes,
processing
which, but
fee,
that,
however you wanna
that
call it.
is, has no
That's
bearing
nothing
on
to do
us
with
because we're not charging it.
Got it.
It's the bank. So that
Thank you.
now brings us to Bonsai Logic.
Okay.
We came in, I think he did tell us these numbers, but I don't think they were written down. And for some reason, I printed out that page and meant to bring it with me, and then it's not the one I brought. So I'm just gonna make sure so this is what they call, their company calls it Town Hall 24/7. And it's the full package for unlimited users, unlimited revenue transactions departments. It can be used for any function within town. This includes the online transaction module and includes the ability to use remote devices, payments with cell phones, tablets, kiosks, basically everything. The lifetime site license for the town is $6,000. The annual fee, hosting and support, is $2,500. If the town is accepting credit cards, there are credit card fees of 3.99% or a minimum of $150, whichever is greater. In this, you can have the citizen pay, or the town can decide they want to absorb 1% or whatever. Let me see. Printing stickers, so the stock is purchased from the vendor of your choosing. We can print anything. There is, he gave me, okay, you can print external stickers that are tamper-proof. They don't come off without, and this voids, I don't know what that means. So I think he's saying that if you try to take this particular sticker off, it's going to be voided. So people can't transfer it from one vehicle to another easily.
Okay.
I think that's what that says.
Mm-hmm.
You do need a special printer. The company has been good to our clients and generally supplies 1 or 2 free printers, around $799 each normally, with a year's supply of labels. I told
What do
my-
they consider a year's supply of labels?
I told him that it's here, you said around $2,000,
Mhm.
so you might need 2, but probably 1, that's the choice, because I tried to figure out how many households we had, and for some reason I thought it was about 2,000. And it was 19 something,
Yeah.
1980 or something like that.
That's
So-
how many stickers we've sold.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that's what I told him, I thought our annual would be about that.
That's over 2 years what we sold.
Yeah, because there was a 2-year sticker.
Mm-hmm.
So then we might have more than we need. The other is inside the vehicle stickers. In this case, you buy 8 by, which I don't think you're gonna like, 8 by 11 stock with a special one has a sticker on it. We printed the sticker in the stock, and then you peel the sticker off and adhere it to the inside of the glass. It can be ripped off. That's more complicated a system. The first way, you just print it out and send it off. This one, you have to have the card stock, and to me, it's a lot more complicated.
Well, it's
lot
a
more
storage
steps.
situation too, if it's
Right.
on 8.5 by 11.
Right.
Whereas right now, the stickers that I get through Norwood is on a roll.
Right.
And the roll is sitting on my desk.
And I think that's what this, actually, I can bring up, let me see if I can
Did you
find
say
it.
6,000 was the initial setup?
That's the fee for us to own that.
And then
It's the way I looked at it.
It's 2,500 for annual maintenance.
Yes.
And how much is
I'm
the
gonna put those in
ink?
the numbers and see what happens. I'm just curious.
It's also the cost of installation. If our facility doesn't have electric
Yeah.
to the spot where we're gonna install the technology, it has
But
to.
that's
Well,
gonna be
it's going to
here.
be here, at the, in my,
gonna be
in the office.
This is
her office.
not this is not the camera that takes a picture coming into the.
No, we're not, I told them we could not afford cloud
Good, good,
readers,
good.
and we
Well, that's
didn't
like
need
25
them.
grand.
Yeah, I'm glad.
We didn't
glad to
need
hear
them.
that.
I said, don't even talk to us
I'm not
about
glad to
that.
hear that. I wish
Because
we could
that's
do that.
not where we're at.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
No.
so just for argument's sake,
Yes,
so I got a quote from Norwood Printing
yes.
for a 3x3 sticker. I told him that was too big. I want a 2x2 sticker. I already designed it. It's going to be green and with white lettering. I already did all that. For 2,500 stickers, and for 2,500 3x3 stickers, and ours will be a smaller 2x2, a little bit less. It's $1,147. So, and it's going to be cheaper than that because I made the sticker smaller.
There's another factor involved in this too, and that's you can run all of the processing for the entire town out of that system for 2,500. So where would this save the rest of the town? Like, would it save money on other departments if you just
If
ran
they
it
wanted to
in
use
one
the same
system?
system.
Yeah,
Nobody else has stickers.
beaches, sticker. I mean, parks, anything. No.
I don't
This
think.
can't
But
point
it
your
also,
stickers.
but also accepts the transactions, right?
Yes.
So it would run all the town transactions as well. So if anyone else is bringing, is charging, other permits and stuff like that, you could run all that through the system?
Well, we have Unipay currently.
How much is that?
I don't know.
Is
Because
it more?
that's treasurer collector. That's their domain.
So I would reach out to the treasurer collector, see what that annual cost is. If it's more than 2,500, you might have a pretty good deal there. If it's less,
Yeah, I don't know. She's away until next week,
at
and I'm
some
on
point-
vacation next week. So
Yeah,
it will
at
be a
some point I
couple
read
weeks.
that we could pick 2 colors, the color of the sticker and the color of the ink, but I
just a
can't
buck.
find that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's
just-
worth it to switch everything over for 2,500, but if it's not,
Right, and how long would it take to do everything?
he said it was going to take less than a month. It was a couple of
But it was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You said
yeah.
we'd switch everything over in 2 weeks. I'm trying to find the first email that he sent me.
How big is the printing machine?
Good question. If it's 8.5 by 11, it's going to be.
Well, that was
That
the
was-
second option.
yeah.
The
Oh,
first
You want
option
more
was
runway
small.
to endeavor into something like this? Like, is
Well, I don't
now
want
the
to jump
2
into
days-
anything and then have it not work because it's going to be a nightmare doing stickers annually to begin with.
Okay, so there's a bit of a timeline risk that implementing this system.
Yeah,
in
and
time
I'm on
to manage
vacation next
change.
week, so I'm
I
not
think
even
next year might be out, but maybe next year.
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah, I think the best
Yeah.
option to go, and also, the treasurer collector is new. She hasn't even been here for 6 months yet, I don't think.
Oh,
So-
did the other one retire?
Jeannie retired, so she's unfamiliar, as far as I know, with the way
Yeah.
everything is set up, because she didn't set it up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would have to talk to her, and she's on vacation now. I'm on vacation, so it would be at least 2 weeks before we even see each other.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So for you, the person who's managing this process,
So-
rushing into this might be a little bit more.
I don't think it would work.
Okay.
I think maybe next year, since it's an annual sticker, like more research to see exactly do other towns like it, and how does it work? I mean, the guy was in here and he was like, and then he
Pretty
left.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so-
All good
Yeah.
stuff. I loved the scanner thing. I understand why we can't do it because it's too
It's
expensive.
too expensive, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Rockland has that.
So-
I don't know what other towns do just stickers.
Chatham, There's a bunch on the Cape that do.
Just the stickers?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. That's what, I think Carrie
Braintree?
told me that. But he said that in Claire's meeting too.
I don't know. Braintree, I don't know what Braintree does.
Braintree,
Um,
don't know.
I'm trying to think what's her name. I
They
could
might have-
ask her.
It was
They
stickers
might have a
6
flavor
years ago, there were
there.
stickers.
They probably have a plate
I
reader.
think
They're
it's a flavor
huge.
here.
Braintree's
Yeah.
huge.
I can reach out to Rosemary and find out.
Right, Rosemary.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna stick with the
Yeah, so
old way?
if you can email me the information he sent you so I can print it out and actually,
Yes.
like, try to digest it,
Yep,
and then we can do research on that, and for right now, we'll go with this, just to get the ball
because
rolling.
we need to get the ball rolling, we need to order that. we
Yes,
can
so when
start
I can order
getting
these,
them
so when
out.
I come back from vacation, we can start selling them. Yeah.
But you can
'Cause the-
order them now, can't you?
I'm going to order them. I'm gonna order them tomorrow.
Sorry, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Why is she waiting till she comes back from vacation?
No,
They'll
so
be here.
They'll be here.
when you get
Right,
back
they'll
from
be
vacation.
waiting, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. School vacation.
And I can do,
Yeah.
I'll do a press release to Whitman Hanson Express, and I'll put it, on all the social media.
That,
And people will still complain
That the new
they didn't
stickers will
see
be
it.
available, they're $65, all of the,
all the details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do the water bills go up?
The collector treasurer never let us go anywhere near.
We did
any
it once.
envelopes.
You can't do
We
a
did it
little
once.
thing in there?
No, no.
we
she
did it
does
once,
not
and
have it.
we had to pay for it, but different treasurer.
It is, but I don't know what the cost is.
I don't remember, it wasn't that much, and we can use grant money for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she
And we
would-
did
she
the
would
one
allow
time
it.
that we did it. When
Seems to
we,
use
I
grant
think,
money
you know what, I think it was
Are
back
you
in
kidding?
2014 when we went to pay as you throw.
You
We
did it
put
then?
something in,
It's a
yeah.
good way to hit it.
I think it was the tax bills that
We
we
just
put them
want to
in.
hit people who purchased tickets within the last 2 years. Do we have?
No.
We don't have a database
We don't
to be
have
able
a
to do
mailing
that.
No.
list.
No,
Mm-mm.
no. That is one way.
Yeah,
If they
that's
have a
true.
water bill or a tax bill.
Yeah. The other way is getting.
Well, a tax bill would work because a water bill, if you have a well, that means you're not gonna be notified.
It's true, but tax bill, not everybody owns the property they live in. It goes to the
But you're
owner.
also maximizing the amount of people you're gonna reach, and you could possibly get some people back.
Right, right, right.
So that's the other side of it.
And I
They're like, oh,
learned
wow,
the last
these are
time,
pretty good, right?
there's no way to get everybody.
That's wishful thinking.
And that's it, they'll compare it to the private
Yeah.
costs.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe it's.
I'm being persuaded.
Okay,
Thought.
we'd have to look at, would they allow it and what's the cost?
I'd have to ask. Yeah. It wasn't, maybe it was $800 or something. I didn't think it was that expensive.
No, no. It's worth it if it's one other way to get in touch with people.
Hmm.
Because
And
people
it's,
complain, I say,
and it's not coming out of our budget, it's the grant money.
Right.
How did we inform people the last time we had a fee increase?
We put it in the newspaper, we
All the ways
put it
they
on
rattled
cable,
Hmm.
we put it
Whitman
everywhere.
Hanson Express.
Whitman Hanson Express, we did it on Facebook.
I think we had the sign, the light
Huh?
up sign at the
You guys are
transfer
on public
station.
TV, right?
We do, but you know what
We
people
own
say
one of
to
those
me?
signs.
I don't read the newspaper, I don't watch TV, I don't have cable. I had every excuse for every resource. I said, well, I can't knock on your door.
Well, if you go to the transfer station, we'll put the sign up there.
You can put a sign up there.
The sign,
Right,
and,
it's time to renew.
yeah, and maybe we can, I don't know, maybe
We'll have to
borrow
set up
another
dates.
sign and maybe put it like at the split where Sullivan's is.
Yep.
So people that are at the ball field,
Who has that sign?
Who's like, in addition to you, Teresa, who's gonna receive feedback about the fee increase? And what information might
if
they
he's
need?
in the office, him, because he'll hear the people yelling at me.
Yeah. What about,
And if I'm here stuffing envelopes, they'll be yelling at me.
yeah.
True.
And then,
When I say I will be tortured,
No,
I am not exaggerating.
well, and what talking points will you have to,
People don't care. I could
It
talk
doesn't
to them
matter
till
what
I'm
you
blue in the
say.
face. I can reiterate everything that Todd has said. They do not care.
That's true.
They don't
I
care.
totally
They don't
agree.
want to go up on they want the price to be the price, and it's ridiculous.
Unpaid taxes, well, the taxes don't cover this.
It used to be. It's included in our taxes.
But
What
it's
happened-
not.
But
It's not, and that's how.
Well, it is now.
well, right. But
Sure.
they'll be like, we did a whole thing a few years ago. Well,
Oh,
that
no,
was
no.
back
They
in
went back to
1983.
somewhere in the mid-90s.
And it's like, what can you buy now that was
Somebody's
the
so mad
same
about it.
cost that you paid back in 1802? It doesn't work that way.
Nothing.
They don't care.
Yeah. We have one
there's
person
no-
that regurgitates the
yeah,
information.
there's no need to give the face of this talking points, like the folks at the transfer station, yourself.
I'm gonna tell him Bill
No.
Peter's the one that made the decision.
There you go.
But the good
Would
news-
would you like his address?
They won't know who you are because we don't do video here.
I'm gonna have a poster. I'm gonna have a fat head with your face on it. I'm gonna be like, you got an issue? Go see this
We're
guy.
having too much fun, I know.
It's gonna be a great movie.
You don't like that idea?
I'm running for public office the first time.
You'll be all weathered by the time you get to me.
Peter for governor.
Oh,
Oh boy.
so, are we good with this?
We're good with this.
We
Thank you.
don't have to take a vote on it, we're just gonna continue to do what we did.
Yeah, that's,
Because we already did all that.
Yep.
Before we move on to the wonderful subject plans, the other thing that I brought in for everybody to take a look at is workforce standards, because they're changing, or they have changed in the state, and it affects essentially all of us. And I only came by accident, and I had a conversation with someone. So I wanted people to be aware, and we can always talk about it.
You wanna do this plan first?
Huh?
I'm curious about this, I'm gonna stick around.
No, I think she wants to do this first.
You curious about the?
The workplace standards,
Did
yeah.
you get a copy?
I just read through it real quick.
Oh.
I'm just curious what's gonna turn out from this.
I think there's an extra
No,
copy.
that's okay, I'm just.
What, I have? Yeah.
She made extra copies.
Yeah, right there.
You don't, but you're gonna look and see what's required. It's not just what's the Board of Health, but it's the board members, clerical staff, agent,
Yeah.
anybody that does any kind of inspections.
It's really-
They're kind of formalizing what you need to do those.
Yeah.
And they have a training website where you can go on and take classes. And, like NIMS, I've never heard of that being the Board of Health. Emergency preparedness, yeah, it's basic. You have to do that, but never Board of Health. So that's interesting. I don't know who came up with these standards. Said I just found out about them last week. So I don't know how they're getting the information out to people, because,
I wonder how many other towns know about that.
I don't know. It was just in passing that somebody mentioned them to me. So, interesting reading.
So, in reviewing these documents, but
Yep.
like these requirements, the Board of Health member, it says, Board of Health members performing inspections must meet the requirements under Inspector Environmental Health, otherwise it's these here. And it's
Yeah.
providing links to training courses recommended for Board of Health members.
There was a point where it said, so it's telling you on this first one, if you're gonna be in management, you have to have all of these.
Yep,
And I think it's broken down by each,
each role.
yep, the management agent, inspector, environmental health specialist, public health nurse, clerical staff, Board of Health member, food protection, housing, Title V, pools, recreational camps, tanning body art. Some of them are still in the process of being developed. I saw something on the training site today that they just developed a program. On here, it might say, being developed, but they did post something today that was now available for people to take a look at. So I think this is going to be a slow roll in. There it is. I'm missing a thing. Because they really haven't told people what they need to do.
Right.
But this is what they were going to be requiring.
And how is it enforced?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to look through the whole thing. I just printed this off today.
Okay.
And looked through it real quick. So, because some of it will still say to be developed.
Okay.
Some of it they haven't developed yet. Board of Health members. There's a training they want you to do when you get appointed or election. Foundation courses within a year of but they've not rolled that out as far as I know, to tell people that this is what they need to do.
And they haven't announced any enforcement authority?
Not that I know of, no,
Okay.
no.
this is all starting up.
Yeah.
Training just started, training just started maybe 6-8 months ago. And now they sent out another thing, this week on the reorganization of some of the Department of Public Health, areas, combining stuff, emergency health and all that. So that just came out this week here.
Mhm.
And it went up to different people. They're trying to organize things better.
Yep.
Get a better handle what's going on.
Yeah.
And try to be more
And training.
supportive of the local boards of
Right,
health.
so there's 351 boards of health, individual.
At least,
The state is
Yes.
trying to recommend.
And there might be a couple that have, yeah, they're, well,
Yeah.
now, I think they're finally doing standards and what people need in terms of education.
Right.
And making it across the board.
And they've communicated the standards now. This is the
This
early
is, I think
communication
this
of
is
the
it.
standards.
I think this is it.
And this is great information for us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Okay, now we have our wonderful subject plan.
Septic.
On that note.
Thank you so much for the
Not your
information.
purview.
I don't want to know anything about it.
Nope.
So thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
And thank you.
Sorry
Thank you
about
very
last time,
much.
I got bit by a tick, was tested positive for Lyme, and they put me on doxy, so.
Oh, did
I
did
was-
it take away the symptoms? That's
A little
fun.
bit, but last week I had an issue with my hip, I couldn't walk, like for like 2 days.
That's part of
Really,
the-
It was bad, like, it was hurting and. I
That's
could
part of the
sit.
whole,
But I just had a blood test and it came back negative
Negative?
for everything, so.
but it still might take you a little while before the aches and pains go away.
Yeah, I feel it. And where it bit me is still red and it's got a bump and it still hurts right there, so I don't know. Doc looked at it last week. he's
So
like,
have you gotten all your, before I go out the door, sprays and clothes and?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I sprayed everything down. My disc golf bag, my pants, my socks, my underwear. Everything.
You
By the
put
way-
everything, you let it dry.
Oh, I do. I spray
You
down.
hang it out, yep, you spray it down, you hang it up for a day and
I don't want to go
then
through
you're
that
good.
Doxycycline was actually worse than Lyme, so.
Oh, I can imagine.
Thank you,
I
good
can
to see you.
Have a good night, you guys.
Thank you.
Here you go, darling. Alan.
Oh,
Thank you.
So this is septic system design for 459 Elm Street. Hanson here is asking for a variance, local upgrade requested, variance to allow use of sieve analysis in place of perk test due to high water table. No perk test is required at the time of construction. The standard variance meets Title V. It's a clean design, and that's what they're looking for.
the notes, what's up here?
Up there,
Up here, thank you.
yeah.
Increase matters to be removed.
Local, right here.
Yeah. This will use of sieve analysis, perk test, due to high water.
What did the reviewer say?
Yeah.
I always like his report.
Oh,
It's probably right there.
I got your second pen. Yep.
Probably in there somewhere.
It's usually hooked in.
Yeah.
Right here, right?
Usually on top.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, there's one over there.
Is that coming apart?
No. Where is it? Okay.
She has to stop herself from like putting it all back together properly. She's like, okay. 2-bedroom. No further comments. Meets DEP Title V, enhanced health rules and regulations. Water supply.
95, 96.
One variance.
Just going down the hill, right, shutting down. It's smart to me.
So he was happy.
Yeah, the elevation makes sense as well.
Probably why Shane didn't show up. There really was nothing here.
His stuff usually comes back clean.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing where, is this replacing existing or is this new? Sorry.
Must be replacing existing.
Okay,
Because generally new construction wouldn't come to us.
right.
There's a note right on there, all existing septic structures to be pumped and caved in and filled.
Where's
Okay.
that?
Over here.
Oh.
Proposed 1,500 gallon.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's septic.
No.
There's materials
Is
right
it
here.
down there in the corner?
I don't see it down here.
It's
No.
right up by the septic system.
Yeah, so it's up there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there are no wetlands. So the proposed leaching is not in a flood zone
Nope.
It says-
And it has here not close to wells.
and not close to wells. It does say location of flood plan zone 2, so zone 2 is not a flood zone. Okay. I don't have concerns.
This, oh yeah, that just says annually, it has to be cleaned, septic tank should be pumped and filtered cleaned annually. Yeah, no, okay, then I will accept a motion.
Motion to approve for 459 Elm Street, Hanson.
Okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I just, the motion that you made regarding the stickers,
Yes.
effective fiscal year 2025. I'm gonna add that to the
She
motion.
wants, yeah.
Yep.
She just
Right,
wants
because
to-
we didn't say that for,
Effective fiscal year 2025.
right, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
fiscal
it'll-
year.
Which is July 1st.
Okay,
Right, so-
and so we're now moving to a fiscal year calendar instead of a 2.
We always have.
But it was 2 years.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
always started on July 1st.
July 1st.
Good, good.
Yeah, so when I have them printed, it'll say July 1st, 2025.
To June 30th.
It only has the expiration date on it.
Oh, okay.
I have no concerns with the revision. And I'm more concerned about people's reaction to having a yearly stickering process now than just the $15.
Come and sit in town hall for a while and people start coming in.
You know,
Anxious,
but
yeah.
it's not, and maybe it's because I understand that it's like, we need to do this because you have to pay for the service or shut it down. And that's the only way. And it's not a huge amount of money.
What the hell came my clip?
Yeah, over 3 years, it is, and we're gonna revisit the cost annually.
No, but I mean, I'm talking
Yeah.
$15 a year.
Right, right.
It's not.
What the heck I do here?
I don't know.
I don't know why
It
this
is.
This is a picture of
Kidding,
another
yeah.
one.
I'm kidding.
What?
Yeah, I see, I
No, this
we
comes
went up a
unhooked
lot
because it
there.
gets
Like,
sent to
people
them
were-
when I photocopy
We went from
everything.
30 to 100.
That's a lot.
This
That's a lot, but it was,
will
yeah.
go,
Well, we
this
went from
usually
nothing.
goes
We,
behind all
I
the
tried to
papers.
get it raised before that, and it was.
This goes back here.
Raise it.
I tuck it in here so that nothing falls away.
Where's the paper that I need to sign? It's in your
Right here.
hand.
And are these what we need to send?
We need to sign. You can start, because I was busy doing whatever. And I wasn't doing two things at once. I barely do one. And did we say today was the 9th? Or am I
Yes,
making that up?
the 9th.
Am I signing this somewhere?
Yes, on the second line, please.
Second line.
Second line, yep.
Board of Health, second line. Okay, and this is the,
Funeral director permit. There's two
We
of
have
them.
2 of them.
Yep.
Sullivan and Layton.
Mm-hmm.
I have a headache. I haven't drunk enough water.
that's almost always the case. And do I need to sign page 2 of this?
Nope. It's just one
Just pick
person.
that one.
Layton has returned the paperwork, Sullivan has not, but I want to have it signed so that when they do return the paperwork, I can just send it out.
You can turn it around.
Public Health Nurse.
You want to save this for Kevin? Or do you usually or no?
No,
No?
I don't
Okay.
usually, no. This came in today. It's the Reserve Corps. Needs to be signed.
Okay.
It's not on the agenda because it just came in today, but I don't know if there's a deadline or anything on it.
Do we usually sign something on that?
Well, it says it
The
hasn't
first
been
time.
done in 06, since 06 or 07. I've never seen one.
This is,
But I wasn't
health
here.
agent, yeah. Unit agreement with local boards of health, there probably hasn't been.
I don't recall.
I will
Well,
read
yeah,
it.
but the email said since 06 or 07.
No, it says was founded in 2006, right?
No, but the email that was sent said nothing has been signed since 06, 07. I can
Okay.
send you the email. Gil sent it to me.
Is it from, it must have been from Tracy?
Tracy, yes.
This is waste and recycling. Big loads this one.
Okay. I guess.
I don't recall ever doing that.
Because she's just saying that they haven't done
I
it
know,
since
but
it was
even back then
incorporated.
when I was on the board, I don't recall doing that.
You know?
No.
They must have. They had to have an agreement for all the towns to be
No.
together as a unit. There had to be.
No, I'd like to see the one that was before that.
So I guess you need to send me the email to see, because the thing is, do I need a vote to do this?
No.
Because this is a
I can add it to
partnership.
the next agenda.
But what did she say was the deadline that they
Didn't
needed
say.
back?
Didn't say.
Oh, can you look at the email?
Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Hold on. I got it right here. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. As part of the Duxbury MRC, I would like to send this participation agreement and MOU for you to review and sign. We have not signed an MOU since 2006, 2007, and we have updated this document to show the purpose, call to activation, funding, community responsibilities of our MRC and partnering communities. If you could please sign this and also have a board member sign and return to me, that would be great. One of the deliverables that we have is to establish community partnerships and better engage local health departments, and this will fulfill that requirement.
Okay, so we don't have to do it today.
No, I'll add it to the next agenda.
Yeah, but can you make a copy?
Just take that.
No, because he doesn't know.
I can send it to him.
Okay, she's going to send this to you.
I'll send it to
So
both of you.
The medical, well, me, I've been in it for 12, 14 years.
There, I just sent it to the whole board.
Okay.
What's the mission of MRC?
MRC was developed after 9/11 because they realized that people wanted to volunteer, but they weren't credentialed. And there was no way of, doing things. How you didn't credential people. People just came along and they helped. So this was set up by the federal government, and it's across the nation. I've been in this particular group probably 10 or 12 years. So I go to meetings once a month. We do trainings every month. Well, and then we have the summer off. But anyway, we're constantly doing training. So last week was psychological first aid. This month, it's usually the third Thursday of the month, it's going to be comfort dogs from like 4 different organizations. Ziva was invited, but I don't know if she's coming. We just cover a bunch of different areas. We set up shelters. We just last year we did a complete setup so that we know when we get called. We can do warming centers, cooling centers, shelter, but it is all through the federal government. So we're also, all the volunteers assigned into mass response, we're in part of a group. So we could be called to do a setup maybe in Marshfield or Pembroke if they have a shelter being set up, or if we needed to do emergency dispensing of a medication, or do, like when we did the flu vaccines, I went over to Marshfield and I volunteered there, but I was already in the database and they already knew who I was, they already had my credentials.
So this is the ability to mobilize medical volunteers.
Medical and non-medical, and we usually need more non-medical than we do medical. So it's both. And we had, probably 10 years ago, we had an active group, and then it got blown up. And so some of the, long story, I'll explain it after. Some of the people stayed within the group and they're still going to the MRC meetings and they're still doing the trainings. Robbie has worked really well with the MRC. He's actually come to some of our trainings and our meetings, and he's involved because at some point, if we have an emergency, you're going to need volunteers.
Okay.
And so that's another thing that should be on our recruitment for the MRC volunteers. So, but I want you to know sort of what the organization is doing, so that next month when we talk about it, you'll know exactly what the MRC does.
And this is
This
a
is just
request for signature from the Hanson Board of Health as
saying that we are still involved,
participating.
Yep.
I understand.
I'm surprised that we, it hadn't been done before. Hold on to that.
And you wanted to vote because?
I want people to know.
What it is, yeah.
And I don't want to just sign it and say, yes, I'm in the MRC, I want us to do the MRC.
With the
I
Board
want
of
you to
Health
know.
is in the MRC. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, everybody should know. I can't assume because I know that everybody knows.
Yeah, I know more now.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yes, yes.
I
don't know if you want to review any of these. And let me see if I've signed, I don't think I've signed all of this. Just don't feel like I have. So, I think I'm missing something.
Gil, for items marked out,
Virginia has a meeting tonight, yes.
did you just handle for like education? There was one temperature out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, where are we? Q? I did my little updates, I think. Oh, I will after your agent's report. Yeah, I just got a couple things I want to mention.
Yeah, well, it's been like 2 weeks since our last meeting. I've done a few inspections, the septic systems going on and stuff, and complaints here and there, and nothing really standing out as of yet. Signed up for that train thing. Trying to get my username and password and stuff for that. A couple of courses taken, and a lot of the stuff is online, and there's some on-site things. I haven't really got the whole program. I released a few things today as far as some training, but it seems like that's becoming the central coordination for the state Department of Public Health is trying to do this, that, and that. So that's coming out pretty strong right now, it looks like. Like I said, I just signed up for this week, and last week actually, and getting involved in that a little bit. So it's becoming more centralized, it looks like. Like reading this tonight, this thing here, I'm not sure how old this actually is.
What?
This one here.
The workforce?
This workforce thing.
I don't think it's that old, because it was just brought up to me. I would have to...
I'll look into it too, because I thought the train was the one that's...
Train is where you go and do the training.
Train, yeah.
That's different from the
What's it say?
workforce.
Oh, train support, yeah.
It says 2024 on the bottom of the last page.
Look again, so.
To me, for some reason, in the blueprint was too long, so I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of things coming up, some, webinars and training things, so it's coming from all directions. It's coming from, Nacho. I went to a Nacho a few weeks ago there, Title V training course, and, all the different state organizations are, pushing it out. And it looks like from the email we got, they're trying to centralize everything because all these, different things, happen. What do you want to call them? Training or organizations presenting training, and it's coming from all directions. Like the combined sewage overflow training. I did that, a few months ago. And by the way, Rocket's still dumping. It's crazy, but
You can't stop the rain though.
Yeah,
there it's tough. Yeah.
So some DEP stuff, and so it's kind of getting really crowded a little bit. So but there's a lot. You pick and choose what you got to take. So.
Yeah.
And you try to do the updated stuff, especially some stuff on innovative alternative systems, septic systems. You'll see one going Main Street. Egan's, that's going to be done this week. You'll see probably one of the largest septic systems alone in town. Shaw's is the biggest, but this one here on Main Street, you'll see it. You drive by it, and they're probably pretty connected by maybe Monday, Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
The whole field will be set up, and it's crazy. It's big. Oh. Yeah, pretty interesting. That's a Presby system, so.
Great. Is that the first Presby system in town?
No, there's a few of them around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't the first apartments that went up behind the train station, didn't they have a Presby?
No, that's a forced main system, pump system.
Somebody else has a Presby system.
Presby is going to be, Ritter's going to have a Presby.
Ritter?
I thought we already had one.
Not this one. This is the largest one it's going to be. It's going to be interesting. And it's under pavement, so.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But, that's about it. Like I said,
That's it?
2 weeks last thing here, so.
I realized I didn't, a couple of things going on. South Shore Recycling has been working on hazardous waste, a centralized site, which was, the plan is to be in Hanover. So there's ongoing planning for that. So right now we're still doing the annual events, the 5 or 6 events a year, while it's in the planning stages, but I think it's probably 2 or 3 years down the road.
Okay.
There was one grant from DEP, and then there was another grant they just got for $120,000. They were asking each town to kick in, and I think there's about an $80,000 difference. So they're gonna have to figure out where to come up with that kind of money. But it would make it easy for all the residents to just go there instead of an event where people don't know about it, it's not advertised, they don't know. In me, I will go, and then 2 weeks later I'll find stuff that I meant to take and didn't.
Yep. I have 3 laptops that I need to get rid of them with you.
You can take those to Staples.
You can. That's right. You can. Yeah.
They have a rewards program. Yeah, so that is in the planning. I was just thinking about something else.
It's going to stay in Hanover?
It's going to be permanently located in Hanover.
Yeah.
So it would be the permanent site. And all of the towns that are in the South Shore can go there, that are in that.
Have they figured out how much the town's got to contribute yet?
They did. I believe they did. I'd have to
I was just
look
going to
back.
ask that question.
Yeah, no, there was an
think they-
amount, there was an amount, I know there was an amount that they talked about that each town was gonna be. Right now, off the top of my head, I can't tell you what that is. I can find out from Claire or go back.
But we
to
can
the
use grant
emails.
money for that.
You can use DEP money for that. So it's not, like, it's one more thing we're taking out of our pocket.
Yep.
That's not the case.
Can't take much out of an empty pocket.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And it's like, I think I'm trying to, there was something else I wanted to mention. What was it? Anything good? I don't know. We're almost there. Got my finger on it. She double checked it, and she always does. Well, I can't remember then.
I have just one follow-up item about shared services.
Oh, yes.
I did talk to a member of the Town of Hull Board of Health,
Yes.
and they also opted out.
Oh, did they? Why did they?
They had similar concerns about autonomy and the state's role in a local board of health.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's very clear on the first page about autonomy
Yeah.
that the town is not giving up any rights
Right.
to do anything. So I'm surprised about that.
Yeah. My read on the paperwork was also the town participates in a shared services relationship with other towns for
Right.
services provided
Yes,
within the charter of that program.
right.
Your own charter remains unique. So
Yes.
that was also my observation, but I did have the conversation.
No, and
Interesting to find out they
I
offer-
wanted to talk to the person that's doing the shared services now, because it just switched from Marshfield to
Yeah.
Rockland.
Yep.
And so she's probably knee deep. They haven't really hired a lot of people. They had hired a shared services coordinator, and I think that person didn't work out. So I think they're starting from scratch in
Okay.
terms of hiring people and figuring out onboarding everybody. Yeah,
Mhm.
so they onboarded the shared services coordinator. And then that person is probably going to be doing the outreach and the hiring for
Interesting.
all the other things that are
Yeah.
going on. But,
If I hear more, I'll bring it back.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Because I wanted to talk to other towns to see how things were working for them.
Yeah.
Because now Duxbury is they're in with Kingston and another group. I'd have to find out. They opted out of going in with Marshfield. I don't know why, but they didn't want to be in that group, so they went with Kingston and maybe one or two other towns. So I'd have to
I'll
ask.
continue looking into it.
Yeah, yeah,
Ask
yeah.
more questions.
I'll
Yeah.
send you the email I got the other day there with the reorganization of the state DPH and all this stuff. It's really changed. I don't know where it stands as far as shared services, but they seem to like be reorganized the Department of Public Health,
Okay.
emergency services and all that. So I'll scan and send it to you.
Yeah.
So.
I'm interested.
That
No,
reminds
just
me of.
for-
Now I remember the
Was
other
that
thing that I
yesterday?
wanted to mention. What?
Nothing. I'll just send it to him because I have it right
Oh,
here.
you got it right there?
Yeah.
I don't know what she's talking about.
No, I just said that.
The email.
The email I sent.
He said he would scan it. I'm like, I'll just send it to him right now.
Oh, can you send it to me?
Sure.
Why not? Send it to everybody.
They're assigning different people to different categories within the State Department of Public Health. And that Lauren Wood, she's going to be still part of that Region 5, but
Yeah, they did shift that. I don't,
Yeah,
and I
they
might
did.
find out more about that on Thursday, because we have a meeting on Thursday. But it sounded like they took this person and put him in charge of, put some things together and put this Lauren in charge of it. I don't know why, and it kind of makes you crazy because
this email will explain a lot of it when you get it.
the region, like the state has a region for stuff, MEMA has a region for stuff, FEMA, never are they the same. So they have one region that's like 30 towns in it. There's no other, it's just, I'm in another group that's a shareholders group, but it's mostly hospitals or towns that have really big health departments. And so they meet on a regular basis and talk about census, what's happening, what's going on. They all got hit hard by Brockton closing down, so they're all happy that it's opening up. But the region that they cover is totally different from any other region that we're in, so you can't make sense of it. The other thing, I went to, probably about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, a tabletop exercise that the fire department did for emergency planning, where we had a scenario. It was 3 young men from Mass Maritime that came in and did the presenting. And it was just the most horrific thing. It was wintertime. Town hall got flooded. It was icy. There was a water main break at Shaw's. At some point, the electricity went off at the refrigerators and Shaw's, and so we all had to sit and look at what we have for services and would we be able to handle that, and what would we do, and how would we plan?
Yeah.
Because it's nothing that's been done in Hanson before.
Okay.
So he just sent me the report this morning. I haven't had a chance to look at it, to highlight our strengths and weaknesses. Because clearly it was stuff that we hadn't thought about. You had to think about IT. Well, IT is locked in here. If you're going to have to move staff, because town hall is is destroyed and it's gonna take 6 months to fix it, where are you gonna put people?
What are our remote work capabilities?
Right,
on
so
network?
it brought up a lot of questions, and it was funny, they said that they don't usually have somebody from health, so they threw something in at the end, and at the end it was, Shaw's has lost their electricity in their some food section, and then their pump alarm went off, so they said that, first of all, for the food thing, big dumpster. My solution is big dumpster.
And we've done that.
Yeah, oh yeah, because they was, it was like, the electricity went off, and it's been off for half an hour now, what's gonna happen? I said, big dumpster.
It just happened at Hannaford in New Hampshire.
Did it?
I had gone to Hannaford, they lost power because of down lines for 2 days.
Yep.
And their shelves were bare, because they had to throw it all away.
And the big dumpster. So it was really good because they kept throwing things at us. Oh, by the way, there was an accident over here, and it's icy, and it's black ice. It was just like they just kept going.
Yeah.
And so, but it made you really think about what do we have for resources, and how are we deploying them, and what would we do in those. So it really did make people look at.
Yeah.
And there were people from all areas. Fire department was there, police department was there, people from the Board of Selectmen were there, town administrator, and I'm trying to think who else. But it was different people with different perspectives on what they would have. So I just haven't had the chance to look at the report to see what he recommended, but I'm sure there were some gaps, some things we didn't have communication-wise, and just resource-wise. Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So that's the fun. That was my last
Same.
little thing to. So next meeting is when?
May 14th.
Oh, I guess I should finish this while I'm talking. Okay. And if I find any more information out about the shared services, I really want to talk to towns that are in the program to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been up and running, because Rockland's not up and running, and what they feel. Was that your only concern? The economy?
That was the feedback I got. Yeah, I can do some more digging, have a deeper conversation, find out more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, picking up ties? Hanson?
Yes.
I'm talking to myself.
An invoice that I didn't get, that's from January or December. It says past
12/4.
due. I'm like, well, I can't pay a bill that I don't get, so
You're not psychic?
I wish.
I know.
Want me to make a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I do.
Motion to adjourn?
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.